here we are, we're out on the Manukau Harbour, and what a beautiful day it is today. We're fishing with the brand new Poseidon. So for everyone that's been out there that have been waiting for the release of this bad boy, it's finally here, and today's our maiden flight. So we're going to pull it out, give you guys a look at it. Check out this bad boy right here. Just give you a bit of a look. Check that out. Right, so the first thing we've got to do, pull that remote out, let's put on his legs. Real simple, they just click into place, and because of the design they're not going to go anywhere at all, so they just pop in like so. So then the next part to this is putting in our battery, and just a quick kind of mention actually, or note I suppose, when you're doing the setup and you're about to get into the calibration of your drone, I highly recommend putting your props on a little later on. So just, yeah, bit of a tip there. We just plug in like so, nice and simple. Then our battery slides in nice and snug, nice and tight, which is what you want with your drone battery. And then we're going to be putting our cap, our GPS unit on the top like so. And what I've been told with this particular model is it's similar to when you're putting on a tire. You're just fastening the screws a little bit at a time, trying to get that as even as possible. So we've put our GPS unit on, and as I was saying before, you want to make sure that you're fastening them kind of just a little bit at a time to make sure you get the best seal possible. Now comes time to do our remote, so we're going to turn this on, and we've made sure our battery's fully charged. This comes with a rechargeable battery. Simple press, and that's starting up. Simple press like so. Now that's indicating our remote control battery, and that's indicating the drone battery right there. Also, that's our Wi-Fi pairing to the app on our phone. There we go, that's paired now. So we should be good to fire up our app. And awesome. So as you can see, that fires up, and instantly we're looking at what the camera is seeing. So that's saying we've got 100% battery. Awesome, that's what we want to see. And some of the capabilities of our drone, like I was talking about. So there's the, next to the battery there, you can see satellites. Let me just focus that. There we go. Camera, there's the video capabilities, there's setting waypoints, the return home button, auto takeoff, so many cool options there, and obviously the dropping of your payload, so on the left hand side. Awesome. And as you can see, bottom left hand side, that's just indicating on the map what your drone is doing. Also really great for if you're doing things like fishing multiple rods, and the rods, one of the baits seems to be getting picked up more than the others. Being able to deploy your baits in the exact same spot to keep catching fish is a really great feature to this drone. So yeah, that's a little bit of what the remote can do. And now I'm just going to show you the quality of this camera. So check that out. So now that we're on the camera side of things, beautiful imagery that comes back. And some drones that we sell, we recommend more so as a live feed, being able to see where you're fishing and where you're going to be dropping things. So with the camera, as you can see, so this is going to be capturing footage as it's flying out like so. But if you want to change the angle of it, you want to see what's directly under the drone, like you've got your hook section ready to be deployed, etc. You want to drop this next to a reef, and this switch allows you to do that, and I'll show you on our remote control which switch does that. So just like that. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, already really functional when it comes to fishing. Just gives you two perspectives on your way out, and then where you're going to be deploying your baits directly. So That's a little bit on the drone, and what we'll do is we'll cut in some footage from this drone in the video as well, just so you guys can see that. Awesome. Now comes to our calibration of this drone, and again, like I was saying earlier, before you put your props on, you want to do your calibration. It's just a safety I suppose mindset to have as you're coming into calibrating any drone. I recommend doing that. Awesome. So calibration, we tap the settings button here and basically start calibration, compass, rotate the drone. So I'm going to give the remote control. So here we go, and I'm going to bring this in close to me. As you'll be able to see, the remote control will be telling you how many rotations you're needing to do, and it'll indicate to you when that calibration is complete, like you would have seen just then. So that is now telling us our drone is calibrated and it's good to go. You turn them off. Yep, that's indicating that our drone is now off. Turn off your remote control. Turning them back on. Here we go. Let that fire up. That's all set to go. And then again, power button. Awesome. Yeah, there'll be something there. Yep, that's connected. Start flying. All right. That's all firing up. Our satellites are climbing. Just again too, while you're setting up, and this is similar to a lot of other drones, the front of our drone is indicated by the 2 red stripes. The GPS mount also has a icon on it that's pointing the direction of what is forward to this part as well. So yeah, you want your 2 red stripes matched with the GPS pointing forward. So just another note there, very, very important note as well. And the way that it's set up, it is very hard to get that part wrong, but you do want to make sure that is correct. Right, let's get this thing flying. So the next note, once we've done all of that, we've reset everything up, we turn off our app as well, connect it back up, and that should start to, yep, it indicates our battery, it indicates the satellites popping on. So far we've got 10 satellites, and our voltage is reading 25.9, so just under 26 volts. So awesome. I think we are ready to put our props on. It's collecting our satellites, so it's got 12 satellites now, and with this particular drone you don't want to be flying it with anything less than 10 satellites. So right, let's get our propellers out. So here we are, we're just putting on our props now. Carbon fiber 13-inch bad boys. There we go, perfect. Same as the rest of our drones, there's a clockwise and an anti-clockwise for these propellers, and they are opposite each other. So this is the counterclockwise, our 2 counterclockwise, and these are our 2 clockwise as indicated on the propellers. We're pretty well ready. I'm going to do a test flight, make sure everything's set to go with the drone. Up into our test flight. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do now is, this is obviously filming with one of its settings. I'm going to now change that angle of our camera like so, and again that's just simply by flicking this switch here, and that turns the camera on itself. But let's bring this forward a bit more, just so you can see where that starts to, look at that. So I can see directly what is underneath me now, and for fishing in particular, that is a great setting to have. So awesome. And we'll show you this footage from the recording as well in the video. So here we go. We're going to do our return home, which is this button here, slide for return. I don't know if you can hear me with the drone, but because we're in such a tight space, I've taken it out of auto return, which is by doing exactly the same thing as we did to get it to return home. And I'm going to manually land this because it's a lot of different things to avoid here. So, but I mean, look at how stable that thing is. Because we've done our test flight now, we're going to turn off our remote control. Press and hold. Turn off RX. So that's telling us, so that's that safety feature built in. That's telling us turn that off first. That is now saying that it's off. So press and hold. And that's now turned off. So just to fire off a few features of this amazing drone. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to actually is these motors. So these are sandproof motors right here, and watch this space, because when we get to the point of testing the toughness of this drone out, you're not going to want to miss it. But yeah, sandproof motors. It's a fully sealed drone, so I ran through earlier setting this up and why it's important to put this on in a way that you know it's all going to be on nice and tight and as secure as possible. Yeah. The more secure that is, the better the water resistance of this drone, and it's an IPX water resistant drone. You've got the opportunity, if it lands on the water, you can still retrieve it and get it back. Sandproof motors. The weight capacity of this drone, so this drone can carry 2.8 kilos. It's got 13-inch props that are very secure, like coming closer to these motors and propellers. There's sand not going to get in there at all. So very strong, very secure. They've built this to be a very robust drone. The other thing with this drone is it can fly in 25 plus knots of wind. So you're getting right up there in the top end of, I think, any drone I've ever flown, that's for sure. So you saw how it's set today. There's a bit of a breeze coming on shore here, but man, that thing just sat, and we've tested it twice now, and both times it sits so stable. Yeah, so that's the wind resistance of this drone, and it can fly 1,000 meters. So and I think that comes down to it's the range on the camera. Being able to make sure that that's feeding back to your remote control and all of that. They've made it so that that's captured really, really well. So another thing that's really, really important to note about this drone is it's got a greater magnetic interference resistance. So I mean, you would have seen me land this drone literally, what, 4 foot away from my truck, and that's, with most drones, that's a no-no. We calibrated it not far away from the truck as well, and I mean, we're in a place where there's a lot of structure. We landed it in a very tight spot, and there was no interference whatsoever. It sat, when you left it to hover, it sat there very secure. And that's something that may not seem like a big deal, but when you're out on a beach and there are a lot of people around and you've got to tighten the space that you're fishing in, sometimes the truck that you've traveled to that spot in can become a hassle with your drones. And with the Poseidon, that's not the case. Man, where we set the drone off, it landed so... I am gutted today we forgot to bring a landing mat, because I think we would have been really impressed at how close to where we took off it lands. And yeah, I mean, again, I can't reiterate again, and I'll put another shot of it again. And then it means you can fly it in manual mode. Awesome. So like any good drone, this one, you can read the voltage on the drone the whole time you're flying it, but this one is, the safety features that are built into it are really important. And probably the most popular drones on the market have these features, and that is why they are the most popular drones on the market. So the Poseidon have jumped in on it, and that is the auto bait drop and auto return home on low battery. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. When this drone's battery gets too low, it'll drop your baits and it'll start coming home. And if you've done this before, if you've seen it happening before around you, when you're out fishing, you can get distracted. Trust me, it is easy to get distracted when you're out drone fishing, because chances are you're going to be catching fish. And the last thing you want to do is, while you're distracted, you're flying your drone, not keeping an eye on your voltage, and something terrible happens. And so, yep, with this drone, the Poseidon, you have those safety features built in. If it's getting too low, it's going to let go of your baits and it's going to come back to you. So as long as you've calibrated your drone, you're safe, you're good to go. Awesome. Now you would have seen some of the shots and snippets of our app in how it interfaces with the drone and the remote control. And one of the things that's pretty special about this drone is you can actually set a waypoint, or set the a spot that you want to drop your baits at. If you're like me and you like fishing close to structure as much as you possibly can without losing your gear, this is where a drone like this comes into crazy opportunities. And like being able to set a point, your drone goes out there automatically, so it's autonomous. It'll fly up, head out to that drop your baits where you've said to drop it, come back and land. And the other thing that's really cool about that is if you are setting 3 rods spread across the area that you're fishing, and the rod on the left, let's just say, is getting all the action, the other 2 aren't, then I know exactly where I've dropped my baits, and I can use that app to go and drop them back out there again. So those sorts of opportunities are crazy. And then when you match that up with that camera, I mean, being able to spot fish on the surface like we did just shows you how accurate your fishing can become. I mean, you'll be able to see a snippet right now of our sinkers dropping in the water. We flew past the channel, and I could tell that we're flying over the top of the channel, because there was some crazy water pumping underneath the drone, and it went really cloudy, really murky, really quickly. So yep, I pulled the drone back slightly, made sure it was safe, I wasn't going to get any line prop reps, and then we dropped our sinkers straight into the channel. And those are some of the opportunities with this drone that you may not get with others. You know, the camera being able to face forward, so see exactly where you're heading out. If you want to change tilt to directly underneath you, angle of it, that just opens up a heck of a lot of potential. And I know mussel farms that aren't too far offshore, I know of reefs that aren't too far offshore, that people may be hesitant fishing because they're scared that they're going to lose their gear. But if you can see where you're dropping your gear, then that makes those sorts of positions very, very attractive, let's just say. So yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed. Today wasn't so much about the fishing, it was about getting out, testing this drone, and man, I can't, from what I've seen so far, I can't fault it. I'm looking forward to the durability test when we get to that stage, and being able to drop out some serious bait. So stay tuned, man. If you haven't already done, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we're out there, we're trying out different things. We're going to be bringing a few new drones to the market as well. From what I've seen today, yeah, this by far has been the most stable. And being in a tight spot like this and still being able to fish like we did just has so much attraction to me. So yeah, I mean, check it out. It's on our website. The link for that will be in the description below. The Poseidon, check them out. Awesome, so it's time to pack up our kit now. And again, so what I'm going to do first is take off our props. So on our propellers it indicates clockwise and counterclockwise, just again, another reminder. And I'm going to put those away last. So time to pack up. This is how simple it is to put on and take off the legs for this drone. Just like that. Awesome, so we're all packed up now, and once again, look, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're in Auckland or local to our area, come and see us, 39A Nielsen Street, Onehunga, and yeah, come and see one in person. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video.